So today I want to show you guys a little bit of extra notes that you can add to your chords to make them sound a little bit more colorful or a little bit different. Now when adding extra notes, you have to be wary of a few things. You have to be wary of the melody and make sure they don't conflict with the melody too much. You also have to make sure that they are of good taste. So make sure that they sound good to you and they're appropriate to the song, and in particular appropriate to the style. Also, sometimes just bear in mind that less is more, and keeping it simple is sometimes the better way to go. We're going to be using this chord progression in C major. Okay, if you could play the chord progression in a basic way. So you can add a 2 to a chord, and that's going to give you a kind of poppy sound. So these are called add 2, sometimes called add 9 chords. These will generally work on any degree of the scale except for the 3 and the 7. In Western music, chords are built by stacking thirds. So one way to get even more color is to stack one more third onto your chord. So if this is your C chord, you could add one more third above, and you would get a C major 7 chord. You could even add another third to get a 9 chord, but that's getting a little carried away. That's getting more into the jazz world. Adding sevenths will work for pretty much every chord in the scale. Be a little careful with the 1 chord, especially near the end of a piece of music. Make sure that your major 7 isn't conflicting with the tonic note, if the tonic note is in the melody. And be careful of the tritone in the 5-7 chord and the 7-7 chord. That can be a little bit tense sometimes. And usually these 7s are going to sound actually better without the root in the voicing. So like this. A substitute for a 7 chord, which can sometimes be less dissonant, is a 6 chord. So 6 chords will work well on the 1st and the 4th degree of the scale, sometimes even the 5th degree of the scale. 6 chords aren't going to work really well for your minor chords. They're going to be very tense. They're going to work well if your piece is in a minor key, but aside from that, they're going to sound usually a little bit outside in a major key. Another way to add color and to make your chord progressions a little bit smoother sometimes is to use suspended chords. You can use a sus4 chord and resolve the 4 to the 3. Or you could use a sus2 chord and resolve the 2 to the 3. Also, sus4 can also be done with the, like this. So for the F chord, you're gonna have to decide which one you like, if you like, or if you like this better. You can also use sus chords without resolving them. So I hope I've given you an idea of how to add some color to your chords. I encourage you to experiment with these added notes. As always, do use your judgment when deciding which notes you want to add. Here'd be an example with a variety of things added. Now at the end I added a sus4 and sus2 at the same time, resolving.